I'm really excited about today's project. For some time now I've been shooting film on my late aunt's Nikon FM2, on which the gorgeous ZFC is based. And until now I've had my films processed either by sending them off and they've not come back very good, or I've enlisted the help of a friend of mine who's an art teacher at school, and we've used the school art department, the dark room, to process the films. But today what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Ilford Paterson Starter Kit to develop 2 rolls of film which I've shot over the last 6 months or so, and this will be the first time that I've used it and the first time that I've processed film all by myself at home. So let's get on with it. Okay, so the first thing that I need to do is to get the film onto the spools and into the developing tank. Obviously I don't have a darkroom for this, so what I'm going to do is to use a bag, a darkroom bag, to do all of that now. Obviously you won't be able to see what happens there, so I'll just show a brief clip of it. Okay, so that was quite hard work, but hopefully that's all done. So I will unzip the bag. So there's the bits of film, so a canister. There's the developing tank, scissors and the other canister. Okay, so I'm going to make up the chemicals, which is obviously the thing I really enjoy doing as a chemist. So I've just got the Simplicity sachets, so use the whole of the sachet. So this is the developer. And then the stop bath, which stops the developing process. And then the fixer. So that's 600 mils. Same with the stop bath. So developer's cooled down, so what I need to do now is to add it to the tank and mix it. Got 6.5 minutes that this needs to run for. So I'll just add the developer in. Put the lid on. And then invert it. And I do that about every minute. Okay, so now that this is nearly done, I can pour this out back into the measuring cylinder. And then I'm going to stop it. So I add the stop mixture, and that only needs half a minute or so. So add this in.
pull this out. To add this in, invert, Okay, so the next step is to rinse it. So just add some water, and then invert it 5 times. And this time invert it 10 times. And then the final rinse, invert it 20 times. Now the last thing is just to put some wetting aid onto it. It's just like soap to help get the liquid off the film. So some more water, then just 2 capfuls. Two cupfuls of that. This will start getting really foamy. Okay, and that should be it. So lots of foam in there from the wetting aid. Here are the films, so we'll see how they've come out. And there we go, I can see, and this is my more recent one as well, more recent film. So I'll hang these up to dry. So this is the setup I use to scan the negatives. So I've got a Pixlatr, which is just a frame which the negatives go into, just on a light box, and then I've got my Z6 II with the macro lens over the top, which I can then control by snap bridge so it doesn't move at all to take the photos. So now that the film has been scanned or photographed, I can now cut the negatives to length into little strips and archive them in a folder. Okay, so the last section or last stage of this process is to process the negatives, and I'll do that in Photoshop, so I'll show you what to do. So first of all, so here's a photo which I've already edited. So if we open a file, so the next one is number 248. So we just open that. That opens up then in Camera Raw. So the first thing I'm going to do is just to turn it into a monochrome image, so Photoshop knows that it's black and white. Just need to crop it a little bit, so you can see there we've got a bit of the border from the frame of the Pixlatr, so that just crops it down now to about the right size. And that's all we need to do in the raw editor. So that now opens up in Photoshop. So we can see that it's obviously rotated, it's on its side, and then fit the screen. So we've now got the image like that. What I need to do next is to convert it from a negative into a positive, and the way to do that is just to go to Image, Adjustments and Invert. You can also press Control I, and that immediately just changes the image from a negative into a positive. So that's looking fine, and I might just add a bit of contrast, take the brightness down just a touch, and so there we have a photograph of Bath Abbey, which we could then process or print to use as we wish. So that's the whole process. That's the process from start to finish of developing and then digitising and editing the photos from the film strip. What I can then do on Photoshop is create a contact sheet of all the images from that shoot. So brilliant, really exciting, really good way of spending a day. And very fulfilling to take a film that I've shot and then create my own prints from that. So great, really fun. I advise anybody to have a go at it.